Welcome to the How I Met Your Mother podcast for the episode entitled Baby Talk. This is the 6th episode of the 6th season and the 118th episode of the series. My name is Alec Lev, and this week I was joined by Joe Kelly, supervising producer and writer of the episode, to interview Laura Bell Bundy, who guest stars as Robin's nemesis, Becky.
Yesterday you saw the episode, now you're tuning in, and today's focus is going to be to meet Laura Bell Bundy.
Hello.
How was it? You've done television before.
Yes.
What have you done?
But way back in the day when I was like 14, 15, I did Home Improvement, and I've done several pilots, none of which got picked up.
What was your character in Home Improvement?
I was... Did
you get to were you in love with JTT?
Yes.
You were?
Yes, I played Juliet in the Romeo and Juliet part.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then I was on a soap opera for 2 years.
Guiding Light.
I was on Guiding Light, and then I did Cold Case and Veronica Mars and shows like that.
My wife used to write on Cold Case.
Really?
Yeah, Kate Purdy. Look it up on IMDb.
I will.
And you know, our beloved director Pam Fryman, I believe, got her... I'm going to get this wrong, but I believe got her start in soap operas.
Really?
She, just kind of the best training of directing, just the turnaround on that show,
Oh,
and
it's
the volume business, you get to learn a lot very quickly.
Yeah.
What was your character on the soap opera?
I played Mara Lewis. It was Guiding Light, and I played the two lead characters' daughter. And I was from when I was 18 to 20 years old, and I had to be a bratty 16 to 18-year-old. It was fun.
And you said, obviously you're probably just learning a whole script every day.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was like 30 pages of lines a day.
How do you... It's just like a muscle, like anything. You just get better at memorizing.
Yeah, you do. And since I'm not as good as I was then, like when I left that show, I could memorize anything. And, I was really good at it. And and then you don't do that for a while, or you do a Broadway show where you just do the same thing every night, and you become accustomed. So now when I have to learn lines, it takes a little bit more focus.
Did you ever drop a line on Broadway?
Oh yeah.
What happens?
Crickets. Someone you kind of pause for a second, and the whole world stops, and everything gets really slow, and then you go, oh yeah, or you just. You mumble. Sometimes you mumble, or someone comes in and prompts you.
Oh, really?
Someone you're on stage with prompts you.
In the cartoons, there's someone
really
right
happens.
in front of the audience who's got a book, and stuff. That doesn't happen. Okay.
No.
So you've done Broadway, and you've done sitcoms and soap operas, and you've country music, obviously. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to make you rank them from 1 to 4, but which one do you want to be doing more in 5 years?
Well, that is a really interesting question, because I'm one of those people that like to do everything. My favorite thing to do is entertain people. Mm-hmm.
Which you do very well.
Thank you very much. And I love making people laugh. I'm a big ham, and clearly in this episode, I didn't use my gift of subtlety very much.
Well, so speaking of which, when we do these shows, we get a lot of network notes, we get a lot of studio notes, and a lot of the notes we got were, we just want to make sure she'd be a realistic news anchor. Like, she really got a job, and A, it was like, the show's on at 4:30 in the morning, or whatever it is, and B, right before we shot your scenes, I got a coffee at the commissary, beautiful 20th Century Fox lot in Culver City, Los Angeles, and I was just getting my coffee and looked at the screen, and on screen was the NBC morning show where one of the co-anchors with curly blonde hair, just like yours, literally, you don't see this, but I couldn't hear it, but I just saw her say something, make a big thumbs down and frown at her. It literally could have been if Becky and Robin's scenes were playing and her scene, it was the same thing. So as broad as the scenes were, and as funny as they were, I don't think it's that far off of what news is like now, especially in beloved Fox.
Maybe a little.
Some of it's crazy.
I know it is, yeah. And I've been on a couple of morning shows, and there's, they've had like 7 cups of coffee before I got out there.
They're jacked
I'm
up.
like, I'm about to fall asleep, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's great! It's so good to see you. And what else are you doing with your life?"
And I'm sure they're getting it in their ear prompter. Energy. So and that you go to the TV on Marcia. I'm really interested, in Broadway. What's that like? And getting the same laugh every night, night after night.
You don't always get the laugh.
But are you always delivering it the exact same way?
No. I think, when I did Legally Blonde, because I I really was, on stage the whole time. I had a lot more to kind of chew into, with the character, and a lot more to keep me interested, every night. So my goal was try to have a different show every night, try different line readings all the time.
Really?
I did Hairspray, and Jack O'Brien was the director, and he gave a note to a friend of mine and said, I want you to do every line reading you do tonight completely different. And she tried it, and it really, it was great for performance. So I remember her getting that note, and I thought, well, I'm going to do this with Legally Blonde. So after I was doing the show for about 2 months or whatever, and you start to get a little bored, you just, everything you do, you try different. And so that's I tried to shake it up, and it gave me more choices and made me discover more about the character, and I had a lot more fun, and the other actors had more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I always shake it up. I'm notorious for never doing it the same way.
Directors all around Broadway have just had heart attacks.
Yeah. What did she say?
They hate me.
I spent some time in
I mean, you don't change the lines or the choreography.
Just the way, yeah.
You just kind of shake it up so you keep it fresh and you stay present in the moment.
I've spent some time in Las Vegas, and God bless the performers out there. I don't think they take that note, because you can see a show on opening night and 10 years later, and it's still, ladies and gentlemen, you're in a good night tonight. My mother's in the crowd, and mom pops up, and she's there every night. And every night they just do it the same exact way. But that would drive me crazy. Now, according to your IMDb page, you were a standby for Glinda in Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean if someone falls down, you're just like a doctor?
Yes, I'm
It
on
doesn't say
call.
understudy, it's a standby.
Right. The only thing I did, an understudy tends to be someone that's in the show already with another part, and then takes over in case someone gets sick or can't do the show. So for Wicked, both Glinda and Elphaba, which at the time was Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, had standbys, and I was hired as a standby. And so if anything happened to her during the show, or Kristen had chunks of time off because she was doing a movie and she was doing Candide at the City Center. So they knew she was going to be away for a while, and they brought me in to cover that time period. But I went on at intermission once.
Wow.
Yeah, she had a little stomach bug.
Really?
So I came out, and you know what? I am like half a foot taller than Kristen Chenoweth. So, all these people who've been looking at
She
Glinda
must be
at a certain
tiny.
eye level, it was hilarious.
And that's the worst thing about Broadway is just to be backstage as you hear that announcement and hear the groan from the crowd.
Yes.
Because I'm always in that house, and
Right.
you hear that, and I'm the one going, oh man, I don't even know who that is. It's the fifth character, and I just know I'm getting gypped.
Right.
the way they do it, I feel like
Right, yeah.
there's no other.
They make the announcement, and everyone goes, oh, and you're standing back there, and you're already nervous.
It's your big moment.
Meanwhile, I didn't think I had to go on, and I had just had a dozen buffalo chicken wings. So I'm like, first of all, she thinks she's sick. I'm like, acid reflux, gonna puke because I'm nervous, and but they actually were, when the curtain came up, they clapped. They were very generous and whatever. I made some jokes, kind of some I know what you know kind of things, and then because she had done the first act and I did the second act, I brought a headshot of her out and I bowed it.
Oh, nice.
And I bowed it.
Very solid. You haven't done too many sitcoms, right?
Mm-mm.
And you're very, very good this week, and it's rare for someone who comes in one episode, although you've been in others, but this was your first real one. You did Boats.
Yeah,
you got thrown in, and this was you got some more scenes. Boats, you know what I'm talking about. Although it's the one after. We filmed them out of order this time. So that'll be actually, I believe, in the next episode.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
No.
Okay, take this out.
I think it was to lead up to this episode because that was 604 and.
That was Subway Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone who comes in, it's very hard just anything just to come in and join a cast of people who have their inside jokes and their tone of talking to each other and the way what makes us laugh and the tone of it. It's very hard to do in general, and then to excel, it's very rare, and you did very well. What's the biggest thing you learned this week coming in about a sitcom?
Am I in therapy? No, it is really intimidating. It's intimidating to come, first of all, I didn't really know, like, because we had talked about this character,
Yeah.
and I didn't come in and read for you and
Very
say,
brief,
hey,
yeah.
that's it.
That's also very rare. We didn't know what you were going to do.
Right, so everybody was like nervous. I was nervous about what was going to come out of my mouth, and whether it was going to be right or not. But I think I showed up and I was like, everybody's really nice, and there's not a lot of like egos flying around, and I didn't feel really judged, and I kind of was like, I'm just going to commit to whatever it is I'm thinking of right now and go for it.
What was the problem from our conversation where we just said Becky's like an 8-year-old girl in a grown-up's body? That was like a couple months later. Then you show up and do the table read, and like that's the 2 times I saw you.
Right.
Is that, and then we spoke on the phone once, and then you show up and you nail it. What do you do? Do you just sit in front of the mirror? Do you work with somebody?
Well, I went to Chuck E. Cheese. And, when I was here the last 2 times, the dialogue wasn't as much about me being an 8-year-old. It was about me being overly perky with Robin. And then doing this, like, ridiculous boats, playful thing. So I think there was a mix between having her being kind of perky, annoying, sex appeal-y
It's a lot of stuff
thing going on. Which, I had some people I was pulling from in my mind that are real people that exist.
Sure.
And then...
You can say their names.
No one's listening.
No, I can't. And then when we added the there was the element of her really, her 8-year-old nature kind of coming out, then I sort of added a couple of things that I thought like little kids do. And I do like a little girl voice. In my little sketch thing I do called Cooter County, I have a little girl that's like 8 years old, so I was trying to kind of mix a little of that in there.
And what is this? What is this thing?
This will be the day after the show, so you're currently all sitting here listening to this on.
Yeah, we're looking at a schedule.
October 26th.
What do you get be for Halloween?
Oh, it's 8 airs to October 26th.
It is currently October 26th.
Oh,
it's not actually.
Today is October 26th.
Today is October 26th. I think. Well, I just mentioned Cooter County.
Sure.
But
You can plug on the show.
Yeah, we're going to
make it loud. Is there a website?
Yeah. Well, it's cootercounty.com, and then on YouTube, you can go. We have a Cooter County YouTube channel, and at Cooter County on Twitter. Anyway, I play all these characters that live in a small town called Cooter County, and so I am having in Nashville. I'm having the other actors that I do Cooter County with come to Nashville, and we're having Cooter County Halloween.
Awesome.
And I do this character named Shocantel Brown. Shocantel Brown. She's from the ghetto.
Sure.
And she has a salon called I Believe. And if you go on the internet, you could find the commercial for my store. And I live in the Holiday Inn Express. I've been there for 3.5 years. Anyway, I'm dressing up as Shocantel.
All right.
That's what I'm going to be for Halloween.
Do you have any performances coming up?
To Shocantel or
the music, the CDs, the performing.
Well, I had one last week.
Remember, it's October
yes,
26th. Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Where was that?
At the Texas State Fair.
Nice.
How'd you go? What happened? Can you tell us some stories about that?
What was your favorite moment from that?
When I dropped it like it was hot.
Yeah, that was.
And then I did a charity event with Dierks Bentley and for his
How much did you raise?
charity. Lots of money. It was really good.
Didn't you put like your own check in there for an obscene amount of money?
Yes, I did. I did. It was incredible. I offered my time and my money.
Very brave, very brave.
And what's the date?
October 26th.
I have a concert in Omaha in 2 days on the 28th.
So if you're in Omaha and you listen to this,
If you're in Omaha,
you have 2 days to get your act together.
2 days. It's sponsored by the local country music station there. So it's really interesting to juggle everything. This has been really fun for me because it's been a while since I've done any acting. I've been so focused on the music, and I'm in the middle of writing and doing another record now. So it's like I'm writing and doing another record. I'm coming out here and having fun and acting again, which is great for me. And then I'm on the road doing concerts, and then doing this Cooter County stuff. So I'm trying to I'm getting a little confused about who I am.
I don't know how you do it. I gotta get home and just sit on the couch and watch TV for 5 hours. It doesn't like you have much of that time.
Well, I do actually download episodes on iTunes and watch them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm I'm kind of plugging
on
them in
iTunes,
this.
so you are paying for them.
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I pay for music too,
Good for you.
Very good.
because otherwise,
It's stealing.
yes, it is. It's stealing people.
Thank you, Laura Bell Bundy.
Thank you, Laura
Welcome.
Bundy, and thank you, Joe Kelly, for
Thank
not
you.
only doing my job, but doing it much better than I have ever done.
I didn't know what to do. Was I supposed?
It's perfect.
Okay, cool.
My goodness. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
So remember to watch How I Met Your Mother on CBS Monday nights at 8 Eastern and Pacific, and check us out on the internet. We're at cbs.com/howimetyourmother. You can follow us on Twitter at HimyumProd, Prod, Himium_CBS, Himium_Writers, and Bros Life. Follow Neil Patrick Harris at ActuallyNPH. And check us out on Facebook at our How I Met Your Mother page and the new Robin Sparkles Fan Club Facebook site. This is Alec Lev. Thanks for listening.